So I think when she first came out, she had difficulty breathing, and then it honestly felt like there was just something new every day when we were in the special care nursery. So she had a hole in her heart. They couldn't stabilise her blood sugars. Had some issues with platelet counts and things like that. But honestly, they just kept telling us there was something wrong, and they didn't know what it was. It was a bit of a roller coaster.
They ended up taking some bloods to get sent off for exo sequencing, which took about 9 months, which is about average, for them to be actually find what was wrong with Amelia. And it came back that she had Kabuki syndrome. The big scariest diagnosis when Googling is life expectancy for kids with Kabuki. A lot of them can have issues with their red blood cells and immune systems and things. Thankfully at this stage, Amelia hasn't had any of those issues, but that was kind of the biggest, scariest thing of shortened life expectancies.
I think the other thing too is that there really wasn't a lot of information out there. Like, there's a couple of little snippets, but it's not as if there's, a very clear picture of what's going to happen in her life. It really is just we have to wait and see, which is pretty confronting. Often there's issues with your heart, issues with immune system and things like that. Hearing loss is very common. Global developmental delays. So Amelia's got knee braces and stuff to help her walk, and we've had to do physio and OT and speech since she was born, to try and get her to do those simple things like walking and talking that we sort of take for granted. That's taken her hours and hours and hours of therapy to achieve.
This is what we've been given. Let's charge along with it and give her the best life possible. We then both got tested to see if we were carriers of Kabuki. We're both not carriers of the Kabuki syndrome. So Amelia was 1 out of several million chance of her getting Kabuki or having Kabuki.
Yeah, so for me, it was very overwhelming, when you're pregnant, and Amelia's our first child. So obviously when you're pregnant, it's not really what you're expecting when you think about how things are going to be with your first child. So I found it very overwhelming. I honestly have never seen anything about an adult with Kabuki syndrome, and I don't want to think about what that might mean. But yeah, I guess as parents, you sort of envision what the future will be like, and that's really tricky with Amelia because it doesn't seem like anyone's looked into Kabuki syndrome or what the future sort of is for kids with Kabuki syndrome. The research for us is about quality of life and ensuring that kids who are born this way, get the opportunity just to live a normal, fulfilling life like every other kid.
She needs to have those opportunities too. And the more research and the more money we can raise for research gives these kids so much more opportunity in the future.
So by supporting Genes for Genes, you're going to be changing people's lives. It's not just about Amelia. There's so many kids that are affected by a genetic syndrome, and they all deserve to live a fulfilling, happy life. And the only way that's going to happen is if there's some research into each and every one of their syndromes to, find out what we can and make a bit of a difference.